and I am back with another unboxing. Today is a threefer and features one of my favorite films of all time. Not one of, probably my very favorite film of all time, and its sequel, and then a reboot of it. All films which I think are just awesome films, great comedy, great writing, great chemistry between the cast. So these are going to be Steelbooks, so why don't we just jump right in and check these out. Today I'll be unboxing Ghostbusters, the original, the sequel, and the recent remake. Now, the original is my all-time favorite film. I could watch this film literally every day and never tire of it. I think Bill Murray and Harold Ramis and Dan Aykroyd are just absolutely amazing in it. Great writing, like I said, great chemistry between them. The sequel I love as well. A lot of people don't, but I love it just as much. I love the pink goo, and I love Sigourney Weaver in it. I think she's a lot more fun in the second than the first. I always hated the little baby, though. I never thought they got a cute kid for it, but that doesn't matter. And then the most recent remake with the all-female cast with Kristen Wiig and everybody else. I actually got the original two Steelbooks a while back because they're my favorite films, and they were one of the first two Steelbooks I ever picked up, and I just never tore into them because I had these already on other formats. And then I just saw this the remake version with this very similar artwork, and I couldn't pass it up, so I decided I would do an unboxing with all three of them at the same time. Now I'll start, of course, with one and move through the films and give a little bit of my input on the films, and then of course the boxing and everything itself. Ghostbusters 1 is by far my favorite film of all time. I just love everything about it. I love the little comments that are made between all three of the main characters. I love the ghosts themselves. I think Slimer was always a little bit overdone, but I love the ghosts at the beginning in the library and some of the ones that they feature throughout it. And I absolutely love everything about it. I quote it regularly. It's one of my favorite films. So let's get into this case. So here's the cover. I already did the wrap and all that junk. Here's the cover, which, I mean, I don't know. That's absolutely beautiful, I think so. And here's the back, which of course is the library with the flying books, and they even have the card catalog there. Here's the inside with the disc itself. This is just twofer, so this is the Blu-ray, not 4K and not DVD, and it does have a digital code. Let's see the back. It's really just the original logo. Nothing going on in the back, but I think the front is impressive enough that the inside doesn't really need much. And here is the whole back, which is a wraparound one, which I love those. I just think that's, like, for me personally, I think it's stunning. I just love the whole, there's no way I wasn't getting this when I saw them. So, and I didn't even know at the time that, I didn't know much about Steelbooks. I think this is the first one I've ever actually bought. But like I said, I never actually cracked into it. Now, Ghostbusters is one of my all-time favorite films. I'm a big Bill Murray fan, but more so really Dan Aykroyd. And of course, if you know that he's kind of the one who originally created the idea and had viewed it as a possible vehicle for him and John Belushi, which of course did not happen after John Belushi's untimely passing. So there were also additional cast hopefuls, including John Candy was originally meant to play the character that plays Sigourney Weaver's neighbor, who is played by Rick Moranis, who I love and I think is great in the film. But I think it would have been interesting to see John Candy's take on that. And my understanding is he was meant to be a little bit more sleazier and creepier than Rick Moranis' character was. And also they wanted Eddie Murphy for Ernie Hudson's role. And I just think, I can't even imagine how much different this, I mean, Ernie Hudson's great, don't get me wrong. Zedmore's great, but I just can't even imagine, because Eddie Murphy was just at the peak of his career at this time. I cannot imagine him with Eddie Murphy, Dan Aykroyd, Harold Ramis, and Bill Murray, and Rick Moranis, and I just can't even imagine it. I always wonder about those type of things when you find out later who was wanted or hopeful for those roles. I think John Candy would have been great. I don't know. I don't know if Eddie Murphy would have been a great choice, but I love Eddie Murphy, so I would always kind of hope we got a little glimpse of him, maybe screen tests or something. I don't know. That doesn't matter. I think it would have been great with him, but I think it was still amazing without him. Here is Ghostbusters 2. We see the little tunnels of slime from the second one on the front, and then so the back is the slime river continuing, and this is another wraparound one. I don't know what these two things are, because those are definitely not something that they feature in the film itself, but apparently the artist was getting a little creative, which is fine. This one again is also Blu-ray disc with the digital code there. No DVD, it's not 4K. Same artwork in the back, just the logo from the original, and then the similar artwork on the disc there. And here is the wraparound on that one, so that's pretty impressive, I think. I love the colors of it, they just really pop. It doesn't really, my lighting isn't the best, although I have new lighting, so it doesn't show that it's got a lot of depth to the images itself. And see, here's like another little creature thing, which also was not featured in the film, so I'm not sure what that's about, but again. And here's the guys, I just noticed this, here's the guys over here, when Ray and Egon went down under the tunnels to check things out. And I love part 2. A lot of people don't. I think a lot of people just don't really give sequels, remakes, or reboots any kind of attention or respect. Honestly, there's a few sequels, which of course are just as good or better. I mean, Star Wars is a good example. But I think Ghostbusters for me was a little... Ghostbusters 2, I should say. I'm sorry. Ghostbusters 2 was a little bit campier than the original, with the pink ooze and the weird art guy at the museum, and the villain itself, I think, was kind of a little abstract, and so it made it harder for people. I mean, in the first film, they're fighting, ghosts and, things that they can touch and see, and this one was a little bit more kind of out there, and I think that's what turned people off from it. But I really enjoy it. I think the ooze was fun. I loved the end with the Statue of Liberty and the little Nintendo NES controller controlling it. I thought it was very clever. So it is right up there with, I would say, very close to my second favorite film of all time. It's really, I mean, I could literally put in either one or two and just absolutely be thrilled for my, to be watched. I just think they're classic films. And here is Ghostbusters, the 2016 version with the all-female cast. I really love this film, and even though the original is my all-time favorite film, I was super open to a rethinking of it and a recasting of it, and especially since they had so much support from the original cast. But I was kind of confused why they didn't at all mention the previous films or the previous Ghostbusters team. They all had their little cameos, of course, but I thought it would have done more justice for the fans and everybody if they had maybe talked about them as if they were a business or a company or whatever, a group of guys that had proven the whole paranormal and then been kind of disenchanted or disenfranchised or whatever. And then they were like trying to say, no, these guys are right. I think that would have been a better storyline, but I don't write scripts. So this one I have the J card for. So I had pulled the J card from the original one, so I wasn't able to feature the J card or the features in this little video. So my mistake on that one. So here has all the special features listed, including the some outtakes, some deleted scenes, some alternate scenes, and some commentaries. And I really think this is the extended version, and I really think anybody who enjoyed it at all or like the original films, whatever, any Ghostbuster fan should for sure watch the extended version, because I saw this in theaters and I really enjoyed it, but I did walk away feeling like there was definitely something missing, and what was missing was several moments of film that make up chunks of the storyline itself. There's a scene where one of the characters just kind of disappears and you're never given any idea of where or why she goes away, and then she comes back and they comment on it and you're like, what? And so I hate that in films when there's not, there are parts that they have to cut out for time, of course, but they cut out weird parts that take away from the overall flow of the story and then leave people kind of confused and kind of not enjoying it as much as they could have. So they did that with this, and that kind of bums me out. But this one has both versions on it. So here's the front cover. And the back with the updated Ecto on it there, and some of the ghosts that kind of showed up during the big final scene there. Let's pop that one open. There's the inside with the original logo there, some artwork on the disc. This one is just, again, like the previous two, a Blu-ray, not 4K, no DVD accompaniment, but it does come with a digital. And here's the whole thing, and here's the whole wrap, which again is just, to me, just lovely. I just love it. And I love how all three of them really kind of tie into one another. I think the remake was given a lot of hate because, I hate to sound really feminist or whatever, but because it was women taking over a story and characters and an idea that was helmed originally by men, and that is a beloved story, of course, is part of it, but I think it was well casted. I mean, Kristen Wiig is great in it. Melissa McCarthy is great in it. They're all great in it. But I just think that it really wasn't given a chance. And again, as I said about the editing really detracted from the overall story. I'd love to see a possible, even more extended, like a director's cut. I always think it's interesting when cuts are made and what makes them decide to make those cuts and keep other things. I think that's always an interesting thing. And this particular film, there was cuts that made that didn't truly make sense to me, that ended up, like I've said, kind of detracting from the story. But I love it. I'll watch it just as much as the other ones without any problem. I think Chris Hemsworth, who I'm not a huge fan of, I like Thor. I liked him in the Avenger films. I loved him in Thor Ragnarok. I think that's one of the best Marvel films. But I thought he was really great in this. I thought he had some great moments. I thought he was a great alternative to the Janine character from the original, who's kind of sour and sassy, and he's more, lovable and goofy. But again, for me, great film. Just, I would never say it's as great as the originals because the originals are so near and dear to me, but all great films, I think. So there they all are together. For me personally, I think that's the thing of beauty. I'm very excited for these ones, to add these to my collection. And again, the Ghostbusters 1 and 2 were the two first Steelbooks I ever purchased. I just never really tore into them. And then when I got this one, the most recent one, I should say, I thought it would be a perfect time to tear into them and show them off a little bit. This time I'm also doing more than an unboxing. I am going to do a giveaway. I had mentioned that I have these films, all three of them, on other formats. So I already have them digitally. So all three of them came with digital codes that I'm going to give away to one person. I'm going to check the comments. So if you are interested in winning, I just need you to comment below. I'm going to have you just comment with either why you love Ghostbusters or what your favorite film is and why, and I'll choose a winner and give you all these codes. These are unused codes. I have them already, so I did not need to use any of the ones that I got out of the Steelbooks that I unboxed. So they're up for grabs, and I'd like to give them out to get some people talking about their favorite movies with me. So just comment and tell me, again, either why you love Ghostbusters or just your favorite film, and I'll choose a winner. So there you have it, another unboxing. It was a three-fer for Ghostbusters this week. And this time I have an exciting little giveaway, so make sure you comment. And if you like my videos, please like and subscribe. And if you don't, comment and tell me why. Tell me what I can do better. I do have some more videos coming. I have a couple exciting Steelbooks that have come in recently, and another haul video coming, which I promise will not be 30 minutes long like my first haul video was, but that one was a long time coming. So again, just check me out next time, and if you enjoy the videos, like and subscribe, and don't forget to comment for that contest. I'll be giving away those digital codes for all three Ghostbusters. Thanks, and check me out next time.